Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my WWE Elimination Chamber review for tonight, Sunday, May 31st, 2015. Of course, from one of my least favorite places for WWE fans, most of the time, Corpus Christi, Texas. Now, despite the fact we're 2 weeks from the last pay-per-view, and not a lot of buzz and build up towards this pay-per-view, only 2 weeks between the last one and this one. And the fact, of course, as I mentioned, this event was in Corpus Christi tonight. Probably one of the worst fans ever. They always sit on their hands at these events. For me, with those circumstances withstanding, this was actually a fun event tonight for me. A network exclusive. Being the last one in May, it was actually a fun pay-per-view tonight. The crowd in Corpus Christi, for the most part, I think they shat on the main event a little bit. They didn't react to the main event as much. They were decent tonight. They were better than usual. Still not as good as other crowds, but better than usual. We had a great match between, of course, you see by my subtitle, a big debut, in-ring debut on the main roster for the NXT champion. And main event-wise, good news and bad news. Good news is, unlike the last two main events, interference didn't ruin the match. Yes, we had the authority get involved, but they didn't ruin the match as much as they did the last two. Bad news is, we still had a screwy ending. As you see by my subtitle, we thought we had a new champion. That's the key word. So we thought. With those aside, I'll give this pay-per-view 7.2. Fun pay-per-view. As good as the NXT. I took some points off for the second chamber match not being as good as the first. Like usual, you have two chamber matches. One's the good one. One's just the okay one. And I also took some points off for the screwy ending of the main event. The way they kind of woozed us by having we thought we had a new champion at one point. That's why I took some points off for that. But still a fun pay-per-view. For being on the network and all. So let's kick things off with pre-show. We thought we weren't going to have a pre-show match. We did. Have a pre-show match. After all, besides Miz TV with Daniel Bryan, he says career ain't over yet. But I think he should not go for titles. Should just be a good guy to work good matches with people like Neville and all the NXT people coming in. Besides, obviously, Kevin Owens. The pre-show match was Stardust. Man, this is the second time he was on a pre-show match. Against Zack Ryder. Coming off his loss against John Cena in a great match nonetheless during the Open Challenge last week. So, Stardust needs to be Cody again. Much like Damian Mandow, Macho Mandow needs to be Sandow again. Not relying on being somebody else. And for me, the pre-show match, better than the last month's pre-show match, way better. But it's typical pre-show fare. Just a decent little match between these two guys. Thought that's such good moves. Zack did the Boski boot at one point. He looked good, but of course, Stardust got the dark matter. They call it the crossroads, the Queen's Arrow Road or something that JBL called it. Some new move, but it was not a new move. It was just a new name for crossroads. So Cody / Stardust wins 2.3. Just an okay opener to start the pre-show and all that. Now on to the main card. The 16 Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Tag Team titles. Now, I thought it was going to be 3 teams, and I was stunned at all they even did a Tag Team Elimination Chamber match at all. Me and my friend, the WWE analyst, who we did a podcast together on this channel, we thought it was going to be overcrowded with 6 teams, but with what it was a fun match. Like I said in the beginning of the video, when there's 2 chamber matches, and also when there were 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches at one point, when there was 2 titles, not one major main title, there was always this contingent. One chamber would be the best. One chamber would just be okay. This was the best of the 2 chamber matches. For the tag team titles, with the New Day, all 3, by the way, in the pod, and would compete against the Ascension, Lucha Dragons, the first 2 teams in, and Los Matadores, the odd team in there, kind of like the All-Truth World, kind of like the team that don't deserve a shot, but they're in anyway. Part-time players, and Tyson Kidd is all. There was some good spots in this match. El Torito got on top of the cage. And he had some good spots in there. He had a cool little spot from at the top of the cell. It wasn't as many high-flying spots as I thought it was going to be, but it was a fun way to open up the pay-per-view with a chamber match, especially with a tag team one. It was a fun one. I said to WWE analysts and all sorts of other people, I wanted the Ascension to look good in this match. They needed to regain momentum after bad booking. And they looked great tonight. They eliminated 2 teams. They eliminated both Latin teams, Los Matadores and Lucha Dragons. Because I thought Dragons would win if they became the champions. And Dragons look good too in this match too. They were probably one of the MVPs in the match. Kalisto kept being obsessed with climbing on top of the cell. Climbing on top of the... I keep going chamber and pod, a cell. You know, Hell in a Cell thing. Kalisto was obsessed with climbing on top of the chamber to do a big spot, which he did. I thought it would be more exciting, but it was still a good move. From up top, he climbed on the top of the chamber and did like a splash move from on top of the circle on top of the chamber. So after the Ascension ruled with the 2 eliminations of the Lucha Dragons and most of the Matadors with some great action. Part-time players who were, I think the order was like this. Ascension, Lucha Dragons started. And then Tyson Kidd is all the third. And then Los Matadores. Then part-time players were 5th entered. And of course the last were New Day. And they really took advantage of all 3 guys being in there. Even though there was one point when Tyson Kidd is all put Xavier Woods in the cell to distract and not let it be a 3-on-2 situation. I think this was after the Lucha and the Los Matadors were eliminated. And also after Ascension was eliminated by part-time players. Makes sense because part-time players eliminated 2 teams as well and have pinned the Ascension once before. And part-time players, I love them being back in the main title hunt. I love them being back together at all. And they look good in this match too. Like Ascension, like I said, they eliminated 2 teams on their own. They eliminated the Ascension. And Tyson Kidd is all. That was a big surprise to see them eliminate not just Ascension, but also eliminate one of the favorites, Tyson Kidd is all. Who once again looked good? Cesaro put on some good spots in this match. Some big uppercut moves. Great double team moves. Cesaro, I wish there were some better moves, like more exciting spots, but the spots that happened were still good. So we're down to the last 2 teams. I'm glad they got 2 African American teams ending it. As much as I would have seen Lucha Dragons end it, it was great to see part-time players be one of the last 2 teams with, of course, the New Day. And it was a fun way to end it with these 2 teams. Like I said, part-time players look good. Best I've seen them look in a while. And they had a great effort against New Day. But the numbers game got in the way again. And I love the way they won, though. They used all 3 members. Xavier was going for a big move. And then, as Xavier got caught with a big move, he got caught mid-air by Titus. Biggie came from behind, clipped him in the knee, setting Kofi up with a Drum in Paradise and the triple pin, 1, 2, 3 victory for the New Day, retaining their titles with all 3 guys helping. So there you go with that. New Day retained a 3.5 for this match. You know, the spots were good. I thought they'd be more exciting, but this was the better chamber match. It was more fun, more energetic than the IC title match. Because I knew the IC title competitors weren't going to be delivering as good high-flying spots, especially with the replacement for Rusev, which we'll get to in a second. So that's why I thought the tag team would be the best one, and it was. It didn't get overcrowded. You know, they didn't get overcrowded in there. It was tornado style too. I kind of like that. You didn't need a tag in. So that made it a lot more cooler. So it was a fun way to kick off the pay-per-view. 3.5, like I said, for the tag team title elimination chamber match. Next up, we have the Divas title match. Triple threat. Nikki Bella defending against Naomi and the returning Paige. Allergies acting up again. With Paige getting a shot after being taken out by Naomi after she won a Battle Royal about a month ago. Finding about storyline-wise to make a movie. Although the authority made a little bit of a dumb decision by not kicking off the Authority members and not letting Woman Reigns get involved in the title match tonight, which I think was better even with the Authority interference. There was one good decision they made. Not letting anyone at ringside for the Divas title match. That means no Tamina and no Brie Bella. I thought Tamina might be involved in the match, but I'm kind of glad they won. Even though, once again, the Divas division on the main roster still has a long way to compare their matches with NXT Divas matches. Not a bad one tonight. I actually was decently impressed with the Divas match tonight. You had some great action in there. Naomi looked good as usual. I love when she did like the weird view on both Paige and Nikki. But I think Paige, there were some moves, some spots involving Paige, and I think Paige poorly executed and landed badly. That there was a Tower of Doom move during the tag team title match, and also a triple suplex spot. That was a cool move on all three members of the New Day. Forgot to mention that. There was a Tower of Doom spot during the Divas match too, but I think Paige kind of didn't hook her position right, and she landed really badly. As well as one of my favorite spots in the matchup was Paige was going for a big move to the top rope. And while she was upside down, Naomi turned it into an upside down reverse Hurricanrana. That was cool. And Paige landed pretty badly from that. So Paige got turned around a little bit by getting knocked around by the Tower Doom move and the backwards Hurricanrana by Naomi. Despite Naomi's best efforts once again looking good, so did Paige. Paige has some good opportunities in there too. Seriously, call what you want. A reverse Hurricanrana, reverse Frankenstein. That was a good spot. I was like, that was awesome. Naomi is a great athlete. I've always been saying that Naomi's the best athlete on the main Divas roster. She proved it with that big reverse Frankenstein. But despite that best effort, Nikki would get in there for the kill, delivering the rack attack and the 1-2-3 victory for Nikki Bella, retaining the Divas title. 3.2. Like I said, still a long way from being as good as the NXT Divas, but hey, at least they're finally getting there. Probably one of the best Divas matches, not just on Raw or any event on WWE main programming, but also one of the best Divas matches on a pay-per-view recently. It was an easy one, like good at to give enough time and no interference. Like I said, I'm glad there was no Nikki, Sister Brie. I'm glad there was no Tamina. I wish the main event was like that, no interference. Overall, banning J&J security, but ain't came. But what can you do? It's authority. But anyway, fun Divas match, decent Divas match. Now on to what I consider the best match of the night. The champion versus champion match. The U.S. champion, John Cena, taking on the NXT champion, Kevin Owens. Now, before I tell you how I thought about this awesome match, I gotta say one thing here. Thank you, Cena. Thank you, Cena, for getting someone over. I've always complained about Cena's big ego for not letting people get over him. He got Kevin Owens over tonight. Oh my God. This match was the match of the night. Both guys deserve credit. Not just Kevin Owens, who in his main roster debut on a pay-per-view, he looked fucking phenomenal. This is the best I've seen Owens look, not just on NXT, but overall on his entire run in WWE. He just beat the crap out of Cena. And this was the crowd in Corpus Christi, made fun of him or not, they were so in this match. They were the best doing this match. Although I still wish instead of the Let's Go Cena, Cena sucks, I wish it was Let's Go Cena by Owens fight. Owens was just phenomenal tonight. Cena looked good too. Both guys made each other look good. That's what makes a good match, when both guys make each other look good. And Cena's recent matches, whether it's on pay-per-views or being more specific, the U.S. title open, we always applaud the other guy for being good. But we also got to applaud Cena because it takes two to tango. Love or hate Cena for his lack of stability of moves. I'll give him credit. He looked good tonight too. But Owens, oh my God. I said, we don't lose. Owens is going to look good. And oh my God, he looked phenomenal. He did look like a fucking badass. He did some great moves tonight. Great move from the top rope. That was cool. Like a little back suplex thing. That was cool. It was such an exciting match. Both guys nailed both their finishes. But my favorite was Owens being the troll heel that he is. Like, when he wore Cena's shirt during the NXT Ensemble, he didn't do that, but I love when he almost tried to do the five knuckle shuffle because he had Cena down and he got in the position. I was like, no way is he going to do the five knuckle shuffle. Well, he did it, but he got kind of like Cena to the STF here. And also, Owens did the F here. That was cool. He did that. That's so trolling. So, and I was like, Cena's going to beat him again. I didn't want Owens to be another jobber and be another crony heel for Cena to beat like he did to Rusev. But then it took two power bombs. He did one earlier, but Cena kicked out. Because no matter what you do, Cena kicks out at two. But the second power bomb came. 1, 2, 3. Owens wins. Like I said earlier, thank you, Cena, for getting someone over clean. Cena rarely gets people over cleanly. You know, the only way people beat Cena is by screwiness. Like, Rusev beat Cena, but it was a screwy ending with a lot of distracting referee to enable Rusev to get the low blow in. The only clean losses Cena has taken recently was Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, mind you. But to see Cena take this loss and take it clean tonight, Rollins, take note. If Cena can lose clean, so can you, buddy. You can lose clean or win clean. You don't have to have a screwy ending or interference help you win your matches. You can win clean with nothing at all. And in Cena's case, you can lose without any screwiness. Cena got over clean. So I applaud Cena for getting Kevin Owens and losing cleanly to him. In a really fun match. I was walking out my ass off because I did not think Owens was going to win. Because I knew Owens was going to look good, but I thought Cena was going to pull the big win, as usual, and bury people. You know, ego Cena won't let anyone get over. But he pushed his ego aside. Super Cena's ego got pushed aside and got Owens over. And I love when Owens took the mic and he said, people didn't know who I was, but now they know who Kevin Owens is. Because the champ is here. 4.0 for this match. I was like so debating how to rate this match. 4.0. It was a fun match. It was the match of the night. Way better than main event in my mind. Main event was decent. Interference and all. In-screeness and all. But this match was the match of the night. Because Owens made the match. He carried the match in my mind. Like I said, Cena did his part too. You know, it takes two to tango. But Kevin Owens carried the match. He just looked like a fucking badass. He owned it. He was playing it up to the heel big time. I loved this match. It was probably one of Cena's best matches in a while on a pay-per-view. Better than his matches against Rusev, for sure. It was just a fun match, and I was so excited. You should have seen it. Because, as everyone knows, I'm a huge NXT nut. And to see Owens win like that on his first match, because I'm hearing he's full-on main roster now. He'll probably lose the NXT title in a couple weeks. And I even said I thought Owens was going to win, but with a referee stoppage. And I'm also glad it wasn't for the title. But there will be a rematch, which probably Cena will win that one. But if Cena loses again to Owens at Money in the Bank, I'll be stunned to see Owens not just beat Cena once, but twice. But I think Cena will beat Owens. But for this bright moment, Kevin Owens looks awesome. He looked awesome in his main roster debut against Cena on a pay-per-view. It looked awesome. Now, after that awesomeness, on to the next match. We were all out of breath, and the crowd was out of it too. And there was a lot of good spots. Great action in that match. Really good. Match of the night for sure. Owens carried it. We had a lot of NXT alum in the first 4 matches. We had 2 former NXT Tag Team Champions in the first Tag Team Chamber match. We had a former NXT Women's Champion, the Triple Threat. The current NXT Champion taking on the US Champion. And now this match, 2 former NXT Champions collided. Neville against Bo Dallas. Neville, who beat Bo about a year ago. For being after the Cena Owens match, I kind of felt bad for these guys coming on after that great match between Cena and Owens. But the crowd was so into it. The best the crowd at Corpus Christi's ever been. Now I'll give Corpus Christi credit. I even made fun of them for being one of the worst crowds. They weren't that bad tonight, like I said. So, coming after that match, I'll give these guys credit for that. It was a decent match for what it was. You know, Some good action. Bo Dallas has some good efforts in this match. I think he's getting over better than he has been after he came back and all. Like I said, despite Dallas' best efforts, like I said, to come out of that Cena Owens match, it was tough for them, but they didn't put him out under those circumstances. Bo gave him a big snap DDT. Good moves from Bo. But then Neville had some good spots too. He didn't get injured during his match. His ankle's fine. He recovered from the ankle injury he suffered during his match against Barrett 2 weeks ago at Payback. And he did some big high-flying moves, including a moonsault off the top rope. That was cool. Even Owens tried a moonsault at one point and missed during his match. And then after Bo had some good efforts, Neville got Bo down long enough to nail the red arrow in the 1-2-3 victory for Neville. 3.0 was a fun match, especially after that Cena Owens match. It was tough to come after that because the crowd was so worn out from it and so buzzing. Because I love when Owens won, the camera reacted on the fans, all the Cena fans were like, almost the shock, not as shocking as seeing Taker lose, but it was almost as shocking to see Cena finally lose a match. You know, usually when Cena wins, people complain, but not tonight. Not tonight. That's why we're in this for sarcasm. So there you go. Now on to the vacated IC title match, the Elimination Chamber match for the IC Championship. We had Sheamus, Dolph Ziggler, R-Truth the Oddball, Ryback, King Barrett, and Rusev was out because of his leg injury. I kind of feel bad for Rusev getting injured, especially when they were starting the whole Lana thing with Lana breakup with him and Dolph. So there's pros and cons about Rusev's injury. Cons, it's gonna ruin the momentum of the Lana Rusev Dolph thing. The only positive is gonna be it'll get Rusev enough time to stay away and regain momentum when he comes back. He just got off of losing 3 straight pay-per-view matches against Cena. So maybe this time away will regain his momentum. Kind of like what happened to Ryback when he came back, until his momentum was slid down a little bit after he got storyline fired. So after Rusev was out, I was like, they're going to replace him. They said on the pre-show it would be a former world champion. I was hoping it was going to be Christian, but I knew it was going to be something stupid like Mark Henry or Big Show. It was Mark Henry. Like, under those circumstances, I know it was so last minute, but they couldn't pick somebody else. I would have loved to have seen Owen in there. Or Bo Dallas! It's his brother, Bray Wyatt! I'd rather see Bray Wyatt in Chamber match instead of fucking Mark Henry. But for what it was, the Chamber match, like I said earlier, the tag team Chamber match was way better. The IC Chamber match was more slow going. It was okay. It was more of a fight feel. There were some good spots in that too. With I love when Barrett nailed Dolph Ziggler into the pod and accidentally broke Mark Henry's pod. And Mark Henry beat the crap out of Barrett. And man, Dolph got slammed around tonight against the pods. Especially when Sheamus got himself, I think it was purposely locked in the Chamber match because he was the last to enter. Barrett and R-Truth kicked it off. Then Mark Henry entered third after King Barrett broke the King Barrett and Ziggler kicked it off. Sorry, King Barrett and Dolph Ziggler kicked it off, and then R-Truth entered. Then Mark Henry came in after Barrett, nailed Ziggler against Henry's pod. Ryback was fifth, and like I said, Sheamus was last. He locked himself in the chamber for a little bit. There was a little bit of screwiness with his pod. So for what it was, the match was decent. So eliminations. King Barrett got eliminated by R-Truth. Like King Barrett got taken down. Like he was setting up for the ball hammer, and then he walked into a super kick from Dolph, and then a lot of detective from Truth. In the 1-2-3 victory for R-Truth, pinning Barrett, saying it to be eliminated. Then R-Truth got eliminated second by Ryback with a shell shock. And then Ryback got out of the cage a little bit, and he dominated. And Sheamus looked pretty good in this match. And Mark Henry got a big broke kick from Sheamus After Wall came in trying for the World's Strongest Slam, then he got eliminated after the Brogue Kick. Despite I think Dolph Ziggler was the MVP of the match. He had some good spots in this match. And I applaud him for being a Motley Crue fan. I've seen his tights for the last couple of weeks. Kind of Motley Crue inspired. I'm a huge Motley Crue fan. I wore a Crue shirt during my Raw review last week. Because of Ziggler's known fandom of Motley Crue like So, despite Dolph Ziggler, he walked into a Brogue Kick. He got eliminated. So, down to the last two. Ryback and Sheamus. I thought Sheamus has been good. I thought Sheamus, since he's been doing so well in the heel turn and everything, and he hasn't been IC champion before. He's won every major title, singles title besides IC. He's been a former US champion, former WWE champion, former world champion. So I thought maybe it's time for him to be IC champion. I know we just had a babyface champion, but we'd love to be a heel champion. But then, despite Ryback's beating, like Sheamus did the white noise on the steel, Ryback came flying back with some big moves of his own, leading up to the shell shock after blocking a Brogue Kick, and then taking Sheamus down, leading up to, like I said, the shell shock in the 1, 2, 3. Ryback wins the IC championship. Now, Ryback is hard hitting. Call him Goldberg. He's a decent athlete. He's got a good story. He went through a lot. Tough enough, former Nexus member, and all. And I thought when Ryback first came back after months away, kind of like what Wolf is going to do when he comes back after months away, he's going to regain momentum. Kind of like what Ryback did. He lost momentum when he was with Ryback, so he left for a while, came back, and the crowd was into him again. I thought he was going to feud against Rusev at one point. But then he got storyline fired, and his momentum got lost. Crowd wasn't into him anymore after he got storyline fired and lost his momentum and didn't get a feud against Rusev as I thought. But again, he regained it by being IC champion tonight. I think he'd be a decent IC champion for all these circumstances. I think, in my mind, Rusev should have won if he was still in it. That would have regained his momentum for sure. Was Rusev supposed to win tonight or not? We shall never know. Till then, we had Ryback being given the IC championship by Daniel Bryan. I liked that moment because you had two former Nexus members in the ring applauding each other. So 3.2. Like I said, this chamber match wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still a decent chamber match for being TVPG and all. Now on to our main event. Dean Ambrose against Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I'll say this first off. Way not as good as the other matches. The Raw match was even better than this. The Hell in a Cell match, even with the Bray Wyatt ending, was better than this. This match was just okay tonight. I was like, fuck, when I saw that Kane and Authority were going to come out again and banning Roman Reigns for getting involved, I was like, fuck, here we go again. The last two pay-per-view main events have been ruined by screwy endings and interference. Once again, we had interference. Once again, can we please have, even though interference didn't ruin the match like it did the last two, can we please at least have one main event where we have no interference and or a screwy ending, please? But for one of us, the match was just okay. There was some good, decent action in the match, especially when both these guys waving each other against the post. I think this should have been an ODQ match. And being Authority from ringside. That's probably what could happen during Money in the Bank, because I think there will be a rematch following the ending of the match. Despite the interference, like I said, it was minimal. It was minimal. But still, wasn't necessary. Like I said, wasn't as bad as the last two. But still, I would love it if he had done it all. I know it's Rollins' thing to, he's the Authority's golden boy and needs the Authority to help him win his titles. Like I said, if Cena can lose clean, why can't Rollins win clean? With no screwiness. Anyway, there was some interference, but then that Ascension countered with Ambrose coming with a big move, knocking James and Security together and knocking out King with a big splash. So all the Authority out of the match in the interim. And with Ambrose regained momentum after a decent run from Rollins, Rollins inadvertently pushed Ambrose into the referee, knocking the referee out at one point in the match. I was like, uh-oh, Authority's going to get back up and cause interference again. Since referee's down, it can be legal. But referee's still down. Ambrose got dirty deeds. Another referee came down, counted 1, 2, 3. Dean Ambrose became the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Well, so we thought. The other referee got back up and told the other referee, Seth Rollins, got disqualified for knocking the referee into Dean Ambrose. So Ambrose won the match by DQ. What the fuck? Like I said, I know they want to continue this feud, and I bet you there will be a rematch. With a stipulation, please. 2 of them. No authority ringside and no DQ. False guy anywhere or something. But come on. Can we please have one match with no screwy ending? I love that there was minimal interference, unlike the last 2. I was happy the interference was minimal. Not as bad as in the last 2 main events. But there was still a screwy fucking ending. With thinking Ambrose won, but they reversed the decision. Screwiness. Kind of like the Daniel Bryan thing. 2 years ago, when Daniel Bryan, we thought he won the title back in Night of Champions 2 years ago, but then they reversed the decision the next day after Scott Oswald did a fast count. But instead of reversing it the next day, they reversed it right then and there. There was a silver lining, decently. 2 reasons there will be a rematch. 1, obviously, the screwiness of the ending with Ambrose. Thought he won, but then the referee reversed the decision. How stupid. And the other thing that will solidify a rematch, Ambrose, like he did to the IC Championship, he stole the belt. After the there was a beatdown for the Authority after the match, and then Roman Reigns, who was supposed to be in Ambrose's corner, but then Triple H, like I said, banned them from ringside by adding a stipulation saying that if Roman Reigns got involved, Dean Ambrose would lose the match. And since the match was over, Roman Reigns came down, but instead from the crowd, he came from the stage, Superman punching the hell out of Rollins. So then Roman Reigns got in the ring, starts Superman punching everybody, saving Ambrose from the damage. Ambrose still clung on to the belt, even though he won the match by DQ with the stupid referee's decision, and he walked out with the belt. Despite Rollins' best effort, like I said, Ambrose walked away with the title belt, saying all drinks were on me. So we were to end the pay-per-view with Ambrose stealing the championship after we thought he won. 3.2 for this match too. Take away some points for the match not being as exciting as the first one. Maybe it's because the crowd reaction. This is probably the worst the crowd was tonight in Corpus Christi. Corpus Christi crowd was not as good in this match. And also, the ending took away some points. I know they want to continue the feud and all, but come on. I hated the screwy ending. Can we please have a main event with both no interference and no screwy ending? Please. Please, please, please. Let Money in the Bank be that. Although we do not know, there will be a rematch officially between Rollins and Ambrose because of that ending, and won't, like I said, Ambrose walk away with the title. But also we got Money in the Bank besides that match to be determined. We got Cena and Owens too, and Money in the Bank, obviously. The first 6 participants have been named. I think it should stay 6, but I think it'll probably be 7 or 8. I say 8 to be even. Unlike the ladder match at WrestleMania, you had 7 people. 7 should be even. So the first 6 competitors for Money in the Bank, you have 2 former Money in the Bank winners, Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler, taking on Sheamus, Roman Reigns, 1 half of the tag team champions, or should I say 1/3, Kofi Kingston, and Neville. Making up for not letting Neville be in the chamber match, they're letting him be Money in the Bank. Can only imagine the things he'll do in that match. Some good spots in that match. So there you go with that. They said more competitors. If I could add more people in the Money in the Bank ladder match, if I want to make it even with 8, I would add stuff. I would say Ambrose, but he's probably going to get a match against Rollins, like I said, after the ending of the match tonight. Maybe Ryback because he's IC champion. And I don't know who else. I would say Rusev if he wasn't injured. So we'll see who else gets added. Hopefully not Big Show or something, because we haven't seen Big Show in a few weeks. Hope he doesn't come back for the Money in the Bank match. So, there you go with that. My Elimination Chamber review. Get his pay-per-view, like I said, 7.2. Take away some points for the second chamber match not being as good as the first. And with the screwy ending, taking some points off for the screwy ending of the title match, the main event. But it's probably a fun pay-per-view, especially the Cena Owens match. Was a match of the night for sure. 7.2 out of 10. That is it for my Elimination Chamber review. Thank you very much for watching. That in mind, y'all better act by the review. I'm Zack. Thank you again. See you later. Yeah.